Welcome to the podcast for Brain and Courtlin in the morning on 98.1 K-Hawk.
Cedar Rapids, number one for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Jelly Roll and I Am Not Okay. Good morning, it's Brain and Courtlin. Welcome into a Monday. Hopefully, you're okay. We're okay.
Yeah, it was a really wet, long weekend.
Yeah. You know the Keith Urban song, Long Hot Summer?
Yeah.
He could rewrite it and be Long Wet Weekend.
For real, though, doesn't it feel like between Saturday and Sunday, it just never stopped raining?
Yeah.
For like a full 24-hour period?
And if you love rain, get ready. More today, tonight, and tomorrow.
So we didn't have any for months, and now it's like...
It just won't shut off.
We'll give you all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
And of course, I was looking at the extended forecast, not only for the rest of this week. By the way, the sun does return Wednesday. Just wanted to point that out.
Okay.
But I saw a extended forecast for the rest of November, and they said that for those of you wishing for early snow, don't get your hopes up. They said above average temperatures now for the remainder of November, which doesn't exactly break my heart.
No.
I'm going to be honest with you.
No.
So, we got some of the Christmas and holiday decorations out over the weekend.
I was going to ask if you did. I had hopes to do that.
Sure.
And then I got wrapped up in a TV show, and I didn't do anything.
You just Flanagan'd yourself out.
I really did.
I'm proud of you.
I finished. I guess I started and finished within a 24-hour period the last series that I hadn't watched yet, which was The Fall of the House of Usher.
Yeah.
And I think it's tied for first for my favorite.
Really? Wow.
My favorite of the series.
I really liked it too.
I got wrapped up in that this weekend, and then I had hopes but putting up Christmas decorations also means tearing down Halloween decorations and doing like a full clean. And I just did not have the energy to do it.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's what we got done. We got fall taken down. We got things cleaned and picked up. And then we got some holiday stuff put up. I will say this. We have two Christmas trees downstairs. The one that we normally use.
And then the one in your girls' room, right?
Yes, and then the girls have a big one in their room.
I thought they had a little one.
They did, but Carly was like, Dad, do you have another full-size tree downstairs in the basement? And I said, actually, we do. It was a flocked...
A reject tree.
It is, a flocked pre-lit tree, and there was a short in it after 1 year. And none of the lights work. And she's like, oh, I don't care. I'll take it upstairs in my room and I'll put lights on it myself. And I said,
okay,
here you go. So I hauled it up from the basement, and then Carly and Kaylee hauled it upstairs and set it all up. They don't have lights on it yet, but they have a full 6.5 foot flocked Christmas tree in their bedroom, and I think it looks great.
That's nice.
So I maybe the tree today. Maybe.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes. But
if I do, it'll have to be next weekend. Yeah. Just because the motivation to do that is just not there yet.
Here's the deal. There's also something we haven't even talked about yet. The time change over the weekend combined with the rainy weather. It was tough to stay motivated yesterday. It really
I was fully awake, though, at 3 o'clock this morning, like ready to go. And I'm like, no, we have one more hour.
Yeah.
Go back to bed.
Hopefully the time change not playing or wreaking havoc with you and your schedule. Although, let's be honest, we're all going to feel it for about a week, aren't we? It's Brain and Courtlin at K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids, number one for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. New truck from Dylan Scott. Good morning, it's Brain and Courtlin. And our Jelly Roll Flyaway contest officially wrapped up on Friday.
But we've already got another one ready to go.
Don't worry, because this time we're going to the opposite coast. Kane Brown in California. I love the alliteration, even though Kane, of course, starts with a K and California starts with a
It makes the
C.
same sound.
It does. It's okay. So this flyaway will include 2 tickets to see Kane Brown in San Diego in March.
Ooh.
It's warm there in March. It's really nice.
I really wanted to do a quote from Anchorman, but
you still got time. This is only day one of this.
I don't think I can.
Okay, listen, maybe one of the appropriate quotes from Anchorman. Round trip airfare for 2 to San Diego, of course, hotel accommodations, and yes, $500 in spending cash.
Nice.
And
California.
And we, of course, do this with the codes And we will have your first Kane Brown code coming up at 8:20. This really does just roll off the tongue, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Kane Brown and Callie, your first Kane Callie code coming up with us at 8:20.
Okay.
I'll stop.
It's a little much.
All right, make sure you've got the K-Hawk app downloaded and ready to go. It's Brain and Courtlin at K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Guy for that from Post Malone and Luke Combs. Good morning. It's Brain and Courtlin. No secret, both of us, fans of fast food, will hit the drive-thru every once in a while. And so over the weekend, this actually happened on Saturday. I was going to get some lunch, I believe, for myself, Carly, and Kaylee.
And this is, you're not going to say the name of the place, but it's a place that you've gone many times before. This wasn't your first experience there. Very true. And not my first experience at this location. No. So Carly and I, we hit up the drive-thru, and it is approximately 11:40 when we place our order. We get our receipt. You can tell what time it is. So I pull up around, I pay, we get our beverages, and then it's busy. It's lunchtime on a Saturday. Yeah. Everybody's out shopping. They said, hey, do you mind pulling up and parking, and we'll bring your order out? I said, absolutely. So we pull up and we park. We placed our order at 11:40. Oh, no. At 11:50, we're still sitting there, and I'm like, this sucks. I go, but they are busy. And you're watching the cars behind you get their food and pull away, I'm assuming, which is frustrating. Yeah, that's frustrating. And so we're sitting there, and I can also tell that they're also busy inside. Yeah. And so I'm like, man, listen, I get it. It's just one of those days where they're busy, and they probably don't have enough employees either. So we sit there for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Oh. Okay. And so, I would have gone in at this point. So then a worker from the restaurant comes out to my car, and she goes, listen, I'm really sorry. Can you just show me your receipt to make sure I have everything in your order correctly? I go, absolutely. So I hand her the receipt, and she goes back in. And it's at this point in time where I'm expecting my order to come back out to us in a fairly rapid fashion. And it does not. Oh, no. And so I wait another 10 minutes. And so we've been there between 25 minutes and a half an hour. And I'm just like... That's too long. And of course, Carly's like, Dad, don't say anything. Don't make a scene. I go, Carly, listen. You don't have to make a scene, but you can also say, hey, this is kind of ridiculous. Yes. And so I said, listen, I go, you have to go in and let them know that this is not okay. And I go, I'm going to go inside and talk to him. And so she's very nervous, and she has every right to be nervous. Well, we know what happens when you get mad. Yeah. And not only mad, hungry mad. I'm hangry at this point in time. So I go into the restaurant, and yes, they are busy. And you can tell there are other people standing there waiting for their to-go orders inside of the restaurant. And so I go up to the counter, and finally someone comes over to me, and I said, hey, listen, I go, I've been out in the parking lot waiting for my to-go order for 25 minutes. And I'm like, is it ready and just maybe sitting somewhere and you guys forgot it? I think somebody forgot. And so they're like, okay, well, let me check. And so then I knew something was really wrong. When the woman who came out to my car and got my receipt, she wouldn't even look at me. Oh. She wouldn't even make eye contact with me. Yep, they forgot. They forgot about you. This isn't good. And so then I finally see a woman who another employee identifies as the manager. And so the manager identifies as yes, they say, hey, talk to the manager. She's back there. And I go, okay. And so the manager says, I'm starting your order right now. And I say, excuse me? Oh, no. And she goes, I'm starting your order right now. And I go, well, why didn't you start it when I went through your drive-thru 25 minutes ago? No answer. And then the woman who came out to my car looks at me and says, we gave your food to somebody else. And my reaction was, how dare you? Inside, that's what my reaction was. But outside, my reaction was, hey, why didn't you just tell me that? Yeah. I said, just be honest with me. Just tell me that you accidentally gave my food to somebody else. And I said, you know what? I go, you don't have to start my order. I go, if you would just kindly refund me. Give me a refund, I'll get out of your hair. And so there was a guy working up front, and he looks at me and goes, I don't think I know how to give a refund. Oh, no. And I looked at him and I said, I think you'd better learn pretty quick. And that's probably the only thing I said that I regret saying, because he wasn't part of it. And so anyway, sorry to you, dude, if you're listening this morning, which I'm guaranteeing you're not. However, the manager then did come up
And she gave me my refund. She made sure that she subtracted or gave me my money back for everything I had originally ordered. And then after she was done, she didn't hand me my receipts or anything. She simply walked away back into the fast food hell that she was clearly living in. There was no, I'm sorry. There was no, we'll do better next time. And I was so angry at that part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to know when you made a mistake. You got to be willing to admit you made a mistake.
And I'm going to go ahead and tell you this right now. I told you this. I will go back to that location too.
Yeah.
I will go back.
But you've worked with the general public before. So have I. I've worked customer service. Yeah. It's not fun when you have to apologize to somebody, but you do it.
And I would have so appreciated that. That would have left us on so much better terms.
Did you send a complaint on the website?
I didn't send a complaint.
I've done that before.
I know.
Usually they'll send you coupons.
Maybe I'll send a complaint. Maybe I'll use those coupons at some point in time. Anyway, I just want to let anybody working in that particular industry know that, listen, I get it. You're short-staffed. But if you explain things to customers and apologize, it goes a long, long way.
It does.
It's Brandon Courtlin at K-Hawk. New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Tim McGraw's One Bad Habit. Brandon Courtlin on a Monday morning. Hello. Nothing better to do when the weather is cruddy outside than stay inside and watch stuff.
Yeah. Although I will say I did go a little overboard this weekend.
You completed the Flanagan universe on Netflix.
Well, apparently,
as far as series go.
Well, I heard there's another series that I'm supposed to watch.
Which one is that?
Midnight Club or something like that?
Yeah, I guess there is that one. I haven't seen that one either.
No, I haven't watched that. But I started with The Haunting of Hill House.
Yes.
Then I watched The Haunting of Bly Manor.
Yep.
Then I watched Midnight Mass.
Yes.
And then over the weekend, I decided, you know what? I'm just going to start The Fall of the House of Usher. And I ended up loving it so much that I finished it within 24 hours.
That was the one that was released in 2023. I remember watching that. The most
recent, yeah.
I remember watching that when it came out.
And it's based off of Edgar Allan Poe stories,
yes,
which I didn't realize. And so I did the research into it afterwards to figure out what each episode like followed a certain, it was inspired by a certain Edgar Allan Poe story.
The fate of a character in each episode.
Yes.
Was inspired by.
And it was great.
Tales of Edgar Allan Poe.
Because you actually didn't mind watching these characters meet their demise.
You
because
really
they're
don't.
all terrible people.
Isn't that horrible to say?
But they make sure you know, like, look at how awful this person is. Now we're going to kill them off in an interesting way.
And just the finality and the fact the father knows what's happening and he's watching it all just crumble around him. It's just
very, very good. I would say it's tied for first place with The Haunting of Hill House for me.
So yeah, Holly and I started Bly Manor, and I've got to say, just through 3 episodes, it's my least favorite Mike Flanagan show. I don't really care for it.
Okay, I really liked Bly Manor. I liked it more than Midnight Mass.
I'll finish it. Yeah, my rankings.
I think you just have to get into it a little bit more.
The Haunting of Hill House is my favorite and number one Mike Flanagan Netflix show, followed closely by Midnight Mass and The Fall of the House of Usher.
Okay.
So, and that's just me. So, by the way, Mike Flanagan done making shows for Netflix. He is now signed to deal with Amazon. And of course, he has the Carrie series coming out. He also has another Stephen King novel adaptation coming out for Amazon too. So looking forward to what he does next.
Well, you and I also watched something different over the weekend. And I'm actually kind of surprised that you watched this because normally I'm the true crime person.
There is one true crime case, Courtlin, that I'm an expert on, and it is the Zodiac
Are you?
case.
Are you
I am
an expert?
I have been a fan, and I have followed this ever since the David Fincher movie came out, I believe in 2007. It is and the movie is, by the way, simply called Zodiac. And it's my favorite David Fincher movie. It stars Robert Downey Jr., Jake Gyllenhaal, and Mark Ruffalo.
Well, there's a new series on Netflix called This is the Zodiac Speaking.
This is the Zodiac
And it's a 3-part docuseries that debuted on Netflix October 23rd. And it goes into Arthur Lee Allen, who's like the main suspect for the Zodiac killings. But it's still never been solved.
That's why this case lives on. And by the way, it's not a cold case. This case is still an actively investigated case.
Yeah.
Out there in California where the murders happened. To me, it's just, now listen, The movie Zodiac also looks very pointedly at Arthur Lee Allen. This documentary looks at much of the same things that the movie did, because Robert Graysmith, who wrote the novel that the movie is based upon, also interviewed in this documentary and very, very heavily featured as well. However, where I thought this documentary was really interesting was Arthur Lee Allen's involvement with a family.
Yes, the stepkids.
Yes.
And they interview all of them.
Yes.
And after watching it, I don't know how you could think it's anybody else.
Well, here's the deal. And this is could it be Arthur Lee Allen was the Zodiac? Very likely.
But he'll never admit to it because he's dead.
That's also a problem. And
he went to his grave saying it wasn't him.
And here's the other thing, too. There has never been any physical evidence that has tied Arthur Lee Allen or anyone else to the Zodiac killings. None.
It's one of those cases where you wonder if it's ever going to be solved.
I don't think it probably will be. I think because so many of the suspects are no longer with us. But
the mystery of it is it's so fascinating.
I thought this documentary was very well done, although I will say there was one point where they talked about, I don't want to give too much away, but the box of evidence that somebody was keeping secret for years. Mm-hmm. I mean, I thought that was a little disappointing. I thought there'd be more of a reveal there, but anyway.
Well, we would have heard about it before watching the
series. That's just it, right?
Before watching the series.
But if you're a fan of the Zodiac case, it's definitely worth checking out.
Is calling yourself a fan really?
I'm sorry.
If you're fascinated by it, maybe. I don't know if anyone's a fan of the Zodiac killer. I wouldn't say that.
No, I'm not a fan of the
But if you're a fan of true crime.
I'm a fan of the case, I do think.
Yes,
I think it's absolutely fascinating. That's the right word to use. Sorry. Anyway, check it out. It's called This is the Zodiac Speaking. You need to watch the movie.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Maybe I will.
I cannot highly recommend it enough. It's Braden and Courtlin talking true crime at K-Hawk. Country 98.1 K-Hawk. Dasha and Austin. It's Braden and Courtlin on a Monday morning, and we are giving away tickets to see a concert that's coming up here in just a few weeks. We are talking about Hailey Whitters coming back home to Iowa. She'll be at the Dancemore Ballroom in Swisher for a couple of shows in late November.
So Friday night, which is sold out.
Yes, it is.
And then Saturday night, which is not sold out. And that's the one we have tickets to this week.
Okay. So, yeah, Saturday, November 23rd is the tickets, or is the show that you'll be getting tickets to see Hailey Whitters for. And it's 7:10 all week long. Because she has a song called I'm in Love, we're going to be talking about country love songs.
She's in love.
She is. Aw. Aw. And so, yeah, we'll play a clip of
sounded so sincere.
We are. We're so sincere this morning. We'll play you a clip of an all-time great country love song. There are, just like there were lots of truck songs with Hardy, there are lots of love songs in country music to choose from as well.
I think 90%.
I think so.
Country songs are love songs.
And maybe love in a truck, if we're lucky. We'll have a couple of those. All if you want to see Hailey Whitters, we'll play at 7:10 this morning with your country concert leader, K-Hawk. On K-Hawk, cold as you from Luke Combs. Good morning, it's Braden Courtlin. And we are into November. Hard to believe that the year will be coming to an end here in just a couple of months. And so, of course, we're beginning to look back on 2024, and we already have the word of the year. Is that correct?
Yes. So this is according to the Collins Dictionary.
Okay.
And they had a bunch of different words in the running for word of the year.
Okay.
But the big winner is the word brat.
Okay, now that's a term or a word that I have heard tossed around this year.
Yes. But it's mainly because of an album that came out this year called Brat from Charlie XCX.
But if you asked me to tell you what the new definition of brat is, I don't know if I can articulate that.
I don't know if it's a new definition. I think it's just taken on a more positive tone.
Okay.
You know, when I was little and you were called a brat by your parents, you're being a brat.
Don't be a brat.
It was a bad thing, but now being called a brat is kind of a good thing.
Okay.
It's characterized by a confident, independent, and hedonistic attitude.
Hedonistic. Oh, that's a great trait to have.
Okay, well, I want to run down some of the other ones. There's one I don't know if I can say it because of the original meaning of the word. So I'll skip that one.
I love this. Old words have new meanings.
All right, well, let's see how many of these you're familiar with, Brain.
Oh, man.
Brain rot.
Brain rot? Is that when you find a brain worm, or is that just RFK Jr.? I'm not sure. Sorry, I don't know what it is. Brain rot.
An inability to think clearly caused by an excessive consumption of low-quality online content.
Wow.
So when you're just
suffer from that on a daily basis.
Watching TikTok video after TikTok video after TikTok video.
Guilty.
Okay, I know you know what this one means. Era.
Yeah, I mean, what era am I in? I'm in my...
This is all from Taylor Swift, by the way.
Well, of course, yeah. She's she wrapped up her Eras tour last night in Indianapolis. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm currently in my 50-year-old, 2 daughters in high school era. How about that?
Okay, how about looks maxing?
I don't know. If I had to guess, that would be the peak of my physical appearance.
Yeah, attempting to maximize the attractiveness of one's physical appearance.
Okay.
I actually have never heard that one before.
No, I haven't either.
How about this? This is one of my favorites. Delulu.
Excuse me?
Delulu.
Is that where you're delusional over Lululemon?
No, just delusional in general.
Okay.
Utterly mistaken or unrealistic in one's ideas or expectations. Instead of saying they're crazy, you say they're delulu.
That's what I say when I see the links that my daughters send me and say, look, Dad, leggings are on sale. I should say now, I'm sorry, but that's just straight up delulu.
You're delulu.
Sorry, kids.
Okay, and how about yapping?
Yapping? I mean...
That's what we do for a living.
Really? Yeah. Brain and Courtlin, sure we're yapping this morning. Talking
at length, especially about inconsequential matters.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
We should change the name of our show to Yapping with Brain and Courtlin.
Half our topics are inconsequential, but I also think that's daily life.
Well, I think that's what people listen to us for, is to a lot of times escape what's happening in the news.
If you would like to hear the term that Courtlin and I will not say on the air, despite its new meaning, here, can you give us the definition of what it now means?
I can give you the definition, yes.
Okay.
The act of undertaking an activity without preparation, support, or equipment. And so... with the word equipment, you might be able to figure out what the term is.
There we go. If you want to know the term.
Because it was originally a more X-rated activity.
There is no way we're saying that. I agree with you.
I know it has a new definition, but I'm still nervous.
If you would like to...
well, it's not a word you want your kids saying. How about that?
No, if you hear one of your kids saying this, it sure as hell better be the new meaning and not the old one.
Yeah, but you don't want to hear it at all.
No, you don't.
Coming out of your kids' mouth.
All right. Call us if you want us to explain it, or maybe you already know and you just want to call us and say,
I'm sure you figured it out.
Hey, Brain and Courtlin, isn't this? All right.
How about this?
No,
half of it is the word raw.
Oh, there it is. It just got a little warmer in the K-Hawk studio.
That's all I'm going to say.
Brain and Courtlin, too raw for radio. Is that what this segment's going to be called? All right.
Anyway,
words of the year.
See you later.
How close can we come to saying it without getting fired? I think we're there. We're K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. All right. From Darius Rucker, it's Brain and Courtlin.
Right.
There's so many different ways you can say that. All right.
All right.
All right. It's time for us to focus on the task at hand, which is difficult on a Monday. But we have tickets all week long to go see Haley Witter. She's coming back to play Dancemore Ballroom in Swisher 2 nights. Friday night's already sold out. Friday, November 22nd. But we've got tickets for the Saturday, November 23rd show.
We sure do. So what are we making people do for these tickets?
Well, listen, Haley has a song called I'm in Love. So love is the theme this week. We are going to play a clip from one of the greatest country love songs of all time. You tell us the title of the song, and you're going to the show.
Of all time, wow.
These could be any decade, country love songs. Going to play you a clip. I think today's will be fairly recognizable.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
I know a different version.
I know you do.
Of this song.
I'm sure a lot of other people of a certain age do too.
Okay.
But once again, this is the OG.
Oh, it's so hard.
You want to sing the end of it, don't you?
Yep.
All right. If you know the title of that song, be caller 10 right now at 365-3698 or hit the call us button on your 98.1 K-Hawk app for Haley Witter's tickets with your country concert leader, 98.1 K-Hawk.
Just Brain and Courtlin.
Giving away Haley Witter's tickets with love songs.
K-Hawk, good morning. You are caller number 10. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Jake from Cedar Rapids.
All right, Jake, here we go.
words till death do us part.
Name that song.
I swear.
There you go. I
I swear.
John Michael Montgomery, the original artist, but Courtlin, you also know it by
All for One.
That's right. Jake, you're going to see neither of those artists. You're going to see Haley Winters and Swisher on November 23rd.
Awesome.
Nice job, Jake. Yes.
Until you told me, I had no idea that was originally a country song.
What? Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. Until
Really?
it was, I think, a few years ago when you said something to me and I said,
Yeah.
what?
I think All for One covered another John Michael Montgomery hit as well at some point in time. Another love song of his. So
1994, by the way, is when the All for One version of the song came out.
Okay. Not too long after. I don't think that John Michael song came out too much before that, like 93 or something like that. So more love songs for Haley Winters tickets. Cedar Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Post Malone and Blake Shelton with Pour Me a Drink. It's Brian and Courtland. Good morning. One of the biggest stories over the weekend involving sports and one of the most famous popular figures in sports and outside because of his podcast with his brother. Jason Kelce got into a situation. He was at the Penn State game in Happy Valley over the weekend. And while he was walking outside of Beaver Stadium at Penn State, obviously Jason Kelce draws a lot of attention. And so there were fans walking around him saying, hey, how about a fist bump? How about a picture? And then there was another group of students walking behind him who were saying some pretty nasty things.
Awesome.
And one of them said or uttered the phrase basically calling his brother Travis Kelce, calling him a nasty slur for dating Taylor Swift. And at that point in time, Jason Kelce apparently had enough and turned around and got right in the kid's face, grabbed his cell phone, slammed it on the ground, picked the cell phone up, and then walked away. Now, Jason is getting a ton of support for this. I am definitely one of those people that support his right to do that. Because you poke the bear, you're going to get hurt.
Well, it's not like he punched him in the face.
He could have. He could have. Here's the deal.
And he's a big dude, too.
Jason Kelce played 13 years in the NFL, was one of the league's best offensive linemen, will go into the Hall of Fame someday. He's big. His hands can tear you in two. What are you doing?
He wanted a reaction. He got exactly what he wanted out of Jason Kelce. He wanted a reaction, and he got a reaction.
Now, here's the deal. Eventually, Jason went back to him and gave him his phone and also used then the same slur this kid was using.
Which was unnecessary.
No, and that's where I eventually think Jason will come out and say, listen, I shouldn't have done that. But as far as apologizing for smashing the phone, forget that. Now, Jason is an employee of ESPN. He's on the Monday Night Football broadcast. Because he works for a big corporation, a lot of people are wondering, are they going to make him apologize for smashing the phone? And I say, I certainly hope not. You're just encouraging fans to say horrible things to people to get a reaction. And how are these people, and by people I mean celebrities, athletes?
Well, you hear it from the paparazzi all the time.
Yeah, and I don't know. If you've seen the video, it's just this guy is unnecessarily just taunting him. And I don't know. Jason Kelce isn't someone I'd like to mess with.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't
the
either,
thought
man.
process behind that. Like, ooh, maybe he'll knock me out and I'll become internet famous.
And that's what you're right. That's what this kid was going for.
Yeah.
And listen, Penn State student, probably had been drinking a lot.
What?
But
drinking?
I know that impairs.
Before a football game?
I know. What are we talking about? And I know that impairs people's judgment, but man, come on. You got to be smarter than this. So let us know what you think about Jason Kelce smashing a student's phone. I don't think he needs to apologize. And by the way, social media and the internet agrees. No apology necessary. But Jason, you got to choose better words.
Yeah.
So, also, I want to take this time, Courtlin, to congratulate you Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
For a very convincing win over the Green Bay Packers yesterday at Lambeau Field.
Thank you so much.
At one point in time, I posted on social media, this game is the opposite of fun. Because it was awful.
Did you see the headstand?
I did see the headstand, yes.
That's everything that I've seen from my friends back in Michigan is just screenshots of the headstand.
So listen, I watch a lot of football. I watch a lot of college. I watch a lot of NFL football. I love football. And I'll tell you what, man, I think the Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL right now. And I think a lot of people are coming to that realization. I know Kansas City hasn't lost yet. But I'll tell you what, I will put the Detroit Lions up against anybody. They are that good. They really are. They're a lot of fun to watch. I think this could be their year. I know a lot of people, and listen, a lot of people are like, Brain, how could you say that? They're a division rival. But listen, Detroit hasn't had anything since Barry Sanders was there.
We have nothing.
They've had winless seasons. They have been in the toilet bowl of the NFL for too long.
Lions fans have just been the butt of every joke for years and years and years and years. And they still support their team.
It's kind of like...
My family has been diehard Lions fans for years, and they're just used to disappointment.
Exactly. It's almost like being a Cubs fan in baseball.
Let us have this.
You got your World Series 8 years ago, Cubs fans, and I think most of the sporting world felt good. It's time for the Lions to go to the Super Bowl, and I think this could be the year. So
let's do it.
Congrats. Way to go. Row, row. That was my Lions roar.
Wow, that was the worst. Wow, that was so disappointing.
Hang on, though. I'm getting breaking news.
That was for the old Lions.
Yeah. Hang on. I got breaking news, though. Breaking news. The Bears still suck. So there's that.
Oh.
It's Brain and Courtlin on 98.1 K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Justin Moore with The Woman You Love. It's Brain and Courtlin on a Monday morning. Tomorrow, we are kicking off our final month of listener lunch in our current year.
Did you forget what month it was?
No, I didn't forget. I almost forgot what year it was. 2024. Only 1 month of listener lunch left, and we're happy to be spending that month at Edith Lucille's Bake Shack and Wing Depot in Cedar Rapids.
Haven't been for a while, so yeah, I'm very excited to head back there and check out the menu. I was looking through some photos when we made the announcement last week, and I forgot just how many things on the menu that I enjoy.
Congratulations to our very first November winner, Katie, and her co-workers with Imon Communications in Cedar Rapids. Yes.
Will they give me a discount on my bill?
That'll be something you can discuss with Katie and whatever department from Imon happens to show up on Tuesday. So
can't wait.
They'll be joining us at Edith Lucille's. You can too in the month of November. Just get entered for listener lunch on the 98.1 K-Hawk app.
It's time for the latest in country music news. Country Quickies with Brain and Courtlin from 98.1 K-Hawk.
Well, we start off with a story of how a song was made. This stuff is always interesting to me. Cody Johnson releasing the deluxe version of his album Leather on this past Friday. 13 new tracks, including the Carrie Underwood duet, I'm Gonna Love You. Cody revealing in an interview that he actually recorded this song back in 2019 and included it on the Leather project. And he said that he brought in Carrie Underwood, who said yes, she would sing backup and harmony vocals on the song. Brought her in. Cody Johnson was in the studio while Carrie was laying down her vocals, and Carrie said there was something missing. There just wasn't that magic. And Cody said, well, I'll tell you what, why don't I come in the studio and we'll sing it live together? And so that's exactly what they did. Separated by only glass, Cody and Carrie sang their parts together live, and they nailed it in one take. What you hear on the radio when you play that song is Cody and Carrie nailing it in one take.
That's wild.
Which I think is pretty darn impressive. A lot of times when artists record collabs like this, they're not even there at the same time. They'll send lyrics or they'll record them at the same time or different times because of scheduling.
And then just blend them together. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, those sound great. But knowing this about that song, there's a reason why it's great. So kudos to Carrie and Cody.
Okay, how about this? Bailey Zimmerman is grandson of the year. He just surprised his grandma with a brand new car.
Oh, that's awful nice.
Bailey shared a photo with his grandma on Instagram, and the caption says, happy birthday to the sweetest soul I know. Grandma got a new caddy, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, Bailey Zimmerman bought his grandma a Cadillac, and I think that probably makes up for the fact that the balloons he had the wrong age on them.
You know what? No one's going to remember that.
They said 74 when his grandma was actually turning 77. But still, what a nice gesture.
No one's going to remember the balloons. They're going to remember the car. So Jelly Roll makes it a priority to stop at jail facilities when he's on tour. He'll give special performances. He'll meet prisoners. But something unique happened on a recent jail visit in Chesterfield, Virginia. At one point, Jelly took a seat and let the inmates perform for him, and he was absolutely blown away at some of the talent in this facility. How blown away? Well, when he went to perform a concert in Virginia later on, 4 of those inmates joined him on stage during the show, of course, with the permission of law enforcement officials. They were not wearing prison gear. They were in, civilian clothes. And Jelly said, it's important to show them that their dreams are still alive. The place they're in now is not the end. They still have a future. So absolutely another amazing gesture by Jelly Roll.
And here's an interesting gesture to end things out. There are fans, and then there are fans.
Fanatics.
A Post Malone fan who goes by Hoghead was recently a guest on the Big D and Bubba radio show, and he wanted to prove to the world just how big of a Post Malone fan he is. So he agreed to have a custom-drawn Post Malone tattoo on his upper thigh. The story goes that the radio show put out a t-shirt with spooky country characters, one of them being Ghost Malone, and someone called in and said they wanted to get the tattoo. Well, that person ended up flaking out, but Hoghead said, I'll do it. He called the show himself and volunteered to get the image tattooed, and it's not small either. It's like 8 inches in length, and it runs up most of his thigh. So if you want to check it out, we do have pictures on the K-Hawk app.
Man,
Ghost Malone.
I was going to get that on my thigh. Now I got to come up with something new.
Darn it.
Those are your quickies this morning. It's Brady Courtlin on 98.1 K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids, #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Jelly Roll and I Am Not Okay. It's Brady Courtlin on a Monday, a Good Vibes Monday. We want you to be okay. We want to talk about the good things going on, whether they're big or they're small. We want to hear from you today, and there's a variety of ways you can do it. Facebook page, K-Hawk app, or call us at 365-3698.
I know there's so many ways to contact us now, but calling us, we love hearing your voice.
That means the most.
It feels way more personal. All right, Brain, what's going on in your life? What's your good vibes?
Oh, good vibes. What a rainy kind of blah, blah weekend. But
great nap weather.
Oh, my God, it was beautiful. We did begin to get Christmas and the holidays out. My children continue to question whether or not their father has been kidnapped by aliens as to why I'm now comfortable getting the holiday stuff out before Thanksgiving. And as I told several people over the weekend, you got to do what makes you happy. And if putting out holiday stuff makes you happy and gets you into the holiday spirit sooner, then who am I to argue?
Well, speaking of holiday stuff, one of my good vibes this week is getting to look through everybody's Halloween costumes. We asked you on Friday to share a photo of your Halloween costume this year, or your kids, or your family costume. We had over 300 comments, Brain.
Yeah.
And I picked out, I think, 70 of my favorites. And they are now featured in an article over on the K-Hawk app if you want to check that out. But my other good vibes, very small. I know you're not going to be excited about this, but I got a pair of jeans for $33 on Saturday. Really nice jeans. And they fit super well.
That's the key right there.
$33 for a good pair of jeans.
It's one thing to get a pair of clothes, or, an article of clothing at a good price, but to have it fit good.
Yeah.
Listen, you can't put a price on happiness.
You can, and it's $33.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. All right, we want to hear from you, pants related or not, on a Good Vibes Monday. 365-3698, or hit the call us button on the K-Hawk app. Let us know what you're happy about.
Oh, also, while I was at the mall on Friday, I had A&W because, they added it to the food court.
Yes, down at Coral Ridge.
Got to try their cheese curds for the first time.
Yeah.
Gotta say, top notch. A&W has some real good cheese curds.
I know.
I'm so excited.
I missed them here in Lynn County.
All you gotta do is go to Coral Ridge Mall, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's only down there where more expensive stuff is. Come on, man. I go to Coral Ridge, then I gotta go to H&M, and then I gotta go to Shields, and then I gotta go to all these other stores my daughters want to visit. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a trip to Coralville without a trip to Trader Joe's. Yeah, Courtland, it's affordable to go to Coralville.
I love Trader Joe's,
So
man.
do I. I think we're going today. All right, give us a call on a Good Vibes Monday. It's Brady Courtlin on 98.1 K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Brady Courtlin on a Good Vibes Monday, celebrating the good things going on in life, and thank you for the calls and comments.
Could be something big, could be something small. Here's something big. Jill said I get to see my niece marry her forever love on Saturday. This girl has been like a daughter to me. That's so sweet.
Yeah, that's awful nice.
And Lucinda said, it's my birthday on Wednesday. #53.
Hey, shout out to Erica on the Facebook page. Spent Saturday afternoon shopping at the Altoona outlets, and my kids sent me this. Brain, this is similar to your comments. And it's a picture of the Grinch, and it says, Haley, someone got rid of our mom because our mom would be throwing up at Christmas before Thanksgiving. So, yes.
Oh.
I too, have had the ice melt around my cold, dead heart.
That's nice.
Isn't it, though?
It's great.
Oh, it's wonderful.
We also have a few comments rolling in about Taylor Swift. Amber said, my best friend and I went to the Eras Tour in Indy on Saturday. Best night ever.
Yes.
And then Sandy said, my daughters and a friend went to Indy in the hopes of getting Taylor Swift tickets, and they got in.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's incredible.
Wow, no word on how much they had to pay, but...
That's a long way to go, though, to maybe get to go to a concert, you know?
Yeah. Let's go to the phones on a Good Vibes Monday.
Working the polls tomorrow, so I'm trying to get amped up for that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then we're celebrating my daughter's 11th birthday on Wednesday.
Oh, that's awesome.
What's her name?
Her name is Addison.
Well, happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday to Addison. And Vicki said she's one of the poll workers volunteering tomorrow, so yes.
It's going to be a long day.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're going to be a little busy. So give us a call on a Good Vibes Monday. K-Hawk, Hard to Love from Lee Bryce. Brain and Courtlin on a Good Vibes Monday. We want to hear about the things you love, the good things going on in life. Kim from Walford on the app reached out this morning and said our family got together to celebrate my granddaughter Savannah's 11th birthday last night.
Ooh, 11.
She said she's growing up way too fast. Yes, they have a
preteen.
They have a way of doing that. Oh, I know.
We also have a message from Amber who said, shout out to Cheryl Williams. It's her birthday today.
Happy birthday, Cheryl.
And here's something positive we can all enjoy. Todd says, after tomorrow, no more political ads.
Amen to that. Can you imagine if we were a battleground state like your home state of Michigan is, or Pennsylvania?
Well, how about this? I have had the same person come to my door twice in the last week. 2 times to ask me if I'd heard about a candidate. And I said, yeah, you were just here last week. And he just kind of laughed, and I'm like, you already did this.
We've been over this. We've been over this. Yeah, well, tomorrow it'll all be over. Please, despite your party affiliation or however you feel, get out and vote. Get out and let your feelings be known. That's the only thing we'll say politically.
Then you're allowed to complain if you voted.
Yeah, you can complain. It's country, 98.1 K-Hawk in between from Scotty McCreery. Brain and Courtlin wrapping up a Good Vibes Monday, celebrating the good things going on in life. And yes, you can get us a comment or photo too. Plenty of those up on the K-Hawk Facebook page.
Yeah, Lisa said, we survived my 3rd grader's first basketball tournament on Saturday. Then we had more basketball, gymnastics, and my youngest turned 4 yesterday.
That's a full weekend right there.
It
Are
is.
you kidding me? Man.
We also got a photo from Carrie. I love this. She said, we are excited to be taking our 6-year-old daughter to Omaha this Friday to see Lainey Wilson for the 2nd time this year.
That's awesome.
She's got her little bell bottoms and her cowboy hat ready to go. So cute.
It's adorable. You're adorable.
And congratulations to Joy, who said this girl got engaged on Friday night and had a photo shoot on Saturday afternoon.
Look at that. Congratulations.
They worked real fast.
Yeah. Thanks for the calls and comments on a Good Vibes Monday. Remember, if you have anything you want to share, you can always reach out on the app or our Facebook page, or give us a call at 365-3698. Brain and Courtlin on 98.1 K-Hawk. Cedar Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk, and Kenny Chesney's Just to Say We Did. It's Brain and Courtlin. You know, we were talking earlier this morning about how a lot of people getting out holiday decorations a little bit early. We're starting the holiday decorating at our house. And so along with that, of course, comes my children reminding me, hey, Dad, there's less than 60 days to Christmas.
Oh, we know.
Hey, guess how many paydays left to Christmas? Stop telling me so I can go back into the dark room and rock myself to sleep in a corner.
It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, Brain.
Okay, well, it's going to be okay for someone because you can actually sign up to win a $500 Target gift card on the K-Hawk app, and you can use that for whatever you want to this holiday season.
Yeah. I mean, $500 could come in handy for a lot of things, whether you need to buy gifts or decorations or, you're hosting holidays at your house and you got to pay for all the food.
Oh, my gosh, yes. We want to help.
Or you just want to go Black Friday shopping and buy yourself a bunch of stuff.
$500 to Target. It'll help this holiday season. Sign up to win that gift card right now on the 98.1 K-Hawk app. Cedar Rapids #1 for New Country, 98.1 K-Hawk. Carly Pearson, truck on fire. Brandon Courtlin wrapping things up here on a Monday.
Ooh, Monday. I'm ready for a nap. How about you?
But listen, I mean, you look outside. That should answer your question. Cloudy today.
The time change, too, I think is throwing me off a bit. Although I did get a little more sleep last night than I normally do.
I did, too. I remember waking up at like a little before 2 and looking at my phone and being like, oh, well, it's not time to get up yet, mister.
Yeah, it's going to be probably a week or so until my internal clock finally changes.
Yes, I think it'll be about a week, too. And, of course, the kids are already feeling it. Kaylee came up to me last night and goes, hey, when is like too early to go to bed? I go, listen, I understand.
There is no too early.
I go, you might want to try and make it till like 8 o'clock or else you enjoy waking up at 5 and then being like, well, I'm ready to go. All right, dad joke to get us out of here. Do you have an election dad joke? I'm joking, of course.
No.
We don't know. You don't
we
want
could
that
argue that there are too many jokes right now involving the election.
Shut up, Bob.
No, I actually decided I was going to look up Thanksgiving dad jokes.
Okay,
I know it's a little
on.
early, but, we just did Halloween, so why not mix in some Thanksgiving here?
Living on turkey time.
Hey, Brain.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the turkey that plays baseball?
No.
He covers first base.
Okay. I like it. You know what? Bring on the turkey humor. I may be decorating for Christmas at home, but I've got room for turkey humor.
That's okay. Just put like a little turkey on your Christmas tree.
Okay. There you go. Problem solved. Back tomorrow morning, bright and early at 5 a.m. Until then, have a great Monday. So long.